You know, I've been watching some of these.
Alrighty, ladies and gents, welcome to Steaming Eggs with Sebastian Oreb. We are going to find out a lot about Sebastian today, and we're going to see how he goes in the Steaming Eggs challenge. So, Sebastian, welcome. It's a pleasure to group up with
Thank you, mate. How did that feel? Did that feel like I have a chance or not at all?
Well, I know how strong you are in fundamental strength, but you've never arm wrestled, have you?
Never.
So, this is
I don't want to say never. Probably 2 decades ago would have been the last time, literally.
Beautiful. So, guys, for you at home, how Steaming Eggs works, we're going to get tied to each other. We're going to arm wrestle for about 10 minutes continuously, and I'm going to ask Sebastian a whole series of questions as we go. Now, for you, Sebastian, the rule is you can back off if you're getting tired, but you can't stop.
Yeah.
No giving up today. Okay?
10 minutes! I don't do anything for 10 minutes.
So we're going to get tied together now, so let's do this. So this is the strap. Usually you'd have to slip apart, so it'd be when the arm wrestle, hands blow apart, but today we're going straight into the deep end. Does this feel weird?
Oh, I guess.
Okay, and so once we are tied together, you don't have to try to pin me. What we're doing is we're trying to maintain a nice neutral pressure and neutral balance. So if we just lean back, just that sort of pressure there, that's all we need to do. Okay? And from here, we'll start the story. All right,
So we started this 10 minutes, right?
10 minutes
I'm not wasting this energy for no reason.
So 10 minutes is on. So who is Sebastian Oreb?
Sebastian Oreb is probably better known to, I don't want to say your audience, because your audience probably wouldn't know me at all, but in the strength community, oh man, it's like I tried to turn on a little bit, it did absolutely nothing except made me a little bit more tired. I'm probably better known as the Australian strength coach. So interestingly, that name is just something that I found was the only name available on Domain Finder. I'm going to try and give him a bit of a one, two tricksies. We'll see how we go.
We'll finish at the end of it and see who can pin at the end.
Oh, so no shit.
Save it up. Okay, so that's Sebastian Oreb.
Sebastian Oreb, the Australian strength coach, what I'm better known as. I'm a powerlifter, I'm a father, 41 years old as of this Monday, a couple of days ago. Married 14 years. I own this gym, which is Base Gym in Sydney. Oh, dude, the lactic acid.
Yeah,
I haven't even done anything.
We're on question 1. You gotta wrap this question up, man.
I know. Yeah, but, I'm an elite level powerlifter, recently retired. I'm an educator, and I'm a strength coach to some of the strongest athletes on the planet.
How did you get into the coaching?
Actually, this is my interim job. Because when I first started in the industry, I was told there was no money in this industry. So don't even bother working there, come to the building world. So that's what I tried to do, is pursue a career in the building world. And I was very bad at my job because I hated it. So it kind of goes without saying. So then in the interim, a friend of mine said, why don't you come and study PT to become a personal trainer? Until you find your job in the real world. And I thought, okay, that's a good idea. I can do that. So I got my certification and I started as a personal trainer in a commercial gym about 19 years ago. Anyway, so I started earning pretty decent money. It was like, my first rate was like $70 an hour. And I had no urgency to change jobs. Like in the first month or so, I got up to about 30 hours per week. So as an early 20-year-old, I was earning a couple of grand a week with no expenses. So I was like, I had no urgency to go back into the building world. At the age of 28, so lots happened from then till 28, but then at the age of 28, I had my first baby. And that's when I realized I need to buckle down and make something of my life. How was that for a technique? Shocking?
It's actually pretty good. Your instincts are good. You've got good shape.
I've got a trick up my sleeve. I've seen the movie Over the Top.
Oh yes, I've been doing that the whole time. Very nice. So who are some of your best students that you coached?
Well, I have to go straight to the top. My best accolade in this industry is coaching the world's strongest man. That was Hafthor Bjornsson. So 2016, we started working together. And he asked me to be his coach, which blew me off my chair because that's something we were discussing before. It's like, which of these superhuman strength athletes needs a coach? It's pretty intimidating. You know, like not a lot of these athletes are uncoached because it's too hard to coach them. So I don't want to say I was lucky because, you know, I say right place at the right time with the right product. My first encounter with Thor was a seminar that we held together, and he liked what I did. I'll get him later. But actually, I was able to work so well with him because some of my mentors were also heavyweight strength athletes, some of the best in the world. One in particular is Ernie Lillibridge Sr. He's the coach of Eric Lillibridge, who's one of the best powerlifters on the planet in the 140 class. And they taught me a lot about how to work with super heavyweight, super strong athletes. And that paid off hugely with some of my athletes. And this was part of the reason why Thor saw something in me that I understood this game. So working with him from 2016, 2018, he won his first title, World's Strongest Man. 2020, took the 501 kilogram deadlift world record. Okay, so that's my highest accolade is the title, World's Strongest Man title. Doesn't really get much better than that.
Yeah.
Over the top. I can feel what I'm doing wrong. I can feel my wrist coming back.
And straight away, this is what you're experiencing now. This is one of the best methods of teaching someone to arm wrestle because at this pressure, it's safe to feel everything. Yeah. And you're feeling everything. It's
so what happens when someone does that?
Oh, let's find out.
Easy for you.
Let's continue.
But other than that, I've coached.
Coach Larry Wheels as well?
Actually, for a small time while he was working with Thor in Iceland, I was programming for him for some of his strongman appearances.
I got to ask, who's worse to coach, Larry or Thor?
I didn't get long enough with Larry to be able to answer that question accurately. So I'd say that I was working with Larry for just about 3 or so months. So not a long time at all.
Now tell us a little bit more on that story, but I want to know, how much arm wrestling have you done? You said 2 years ago?
Yeah, 20 years ago.
20 years ago.
Yeah, so when I first started with weight training, and when I was first in the building industry, we used to go for Friday night drinks with the corporates, which is what you do in the corporate industry. And I would arm wrestle everyone. And I would beat everyone very easily. Until one time, they said, how are you going to go against 2 of us? I thought, bring it on. Because, you know, under the influence of alcohol, you do all sorts of silly things. So I had one guy like this, and another guy with 2 hands leaning like that. And I thought, I'll take you. And I couldn't. And it hurt my shoulder a lot. And it took me out of all of my upper body training for months. So then I said, you know what? It's not worth it for me. So whenever anyone said, how strong are you? You know, what do you bench? Let's have an arm wrestle. You win.
Yeah. Well, you know, I got to actually compliment you. You actually do have very good instinct and shape. You have good side pressure. Your hand controls instincts are all correct. So I'm impressed.
Okay.
Now, changing subjects a little bit. If you could add 10% to your squat, or take 100K tomorrow in your bank account, which one are you having?
That's an interesting one, probably the squat.
Yeah, I thought you might go there too.
Like when you think about it, the amount of time, money, effort, energy that goes into adding that much adding 10% to my squat.
What is your squat?
My best squat ever is 400 kilograms with the wrapped knees. So that 10% of that is 440. That would be a world record.
So yeah, you'll take it.
I will take that any day over 100 grand. Yeah. I mean, 100 grand is nice, don't get me wrong, but you know, when you're obsessed about being good at your sport, it's like, you know, the time it would take for me to get to that level would be a lot more than 100 grand. Yeah. The time and money.
So on the home stretch now, Sebastian, into the final 3 questions. So the lactic acid is high, I know.
Oh yeah.
Have you had any major injuries in your walk?
Not major. I've torn muscles before, torn a pec, torn a hamstring. Just little niggles here and there, but no, something I work towards avoiding is injuries. A lot of people consider that it's part of the game, and I consider part of the game is to not ever have injuries. So I do think that yes, there is a risk of getting injured, and you're not a bad person if that ever happens, But that's a long-term strategy of mine is avoiding injuries. If pain is present, you're doing something wrong, get away, to put it simply. So my injuries are minor, luckily, so far.
Do you have any regrets?
You know, something that I do is educate myself a lot and educate a lot of people on the things that I didn't know when I was younger. I guess my regrets was employing mentors too late. I wish I had, I guess it was kind of like, I'm not sure if you've heard of the Dunning-Kruger effect, which is when any novices in any field, when they first start learning about things, they learn a little bit and they think they know everything. That was me. And I'm sure that's a lot of people.
It's all of us, isn't it?
Yeah, you know.
In their own way.
Yeah, and so that was the point in time where I thought I was above learning from anybody. So I wish I didn't have that ego, but at the same time, I guess it got me to, you know, achieving some of the great things that I have achieved. So it's hard to say that I regret that, but at the same time, I do think that
It's wisdom.
I wish it is wisdom now. But if I could speak to my younger self, I'd say, get a mentor. Go learn from someone because you don't know shit.
And final question, man. If you had the chance to train with anyone, past or present, alive or dead, who would you pick?
To train with, whoa. So I've trained with some pretty special people. So it's like the amount of weight that people lift, there's nothing, I've literally trained with the strongest man in the world. So the amount of weight that people lift doesn't impress me hugely. I'd have to say Ed Cohen. He's, you know, yeah, I'm a powerlifter, I love powerlifting, but that's something that I respect about that guy. He's the greatest of all time, not because he's genetically gifted, believe it or not. A lot of people think he's only that good because he's designed, his body's built for that, but he's actually an incredibly knowledgeable athlete, and the reason he's the best isn't just because he's freakishly strong. He knows his shit, and the amount of wisdom that guy would have to offer, yeah, he's my pick.
Awesome. Good stuff.
You're gonna put me down now.
Time. Steaming X is done, so now we get to say, don't move, ready, go! Good effort. Yes.
Oh, good effort. Oh, that's participation.
Ladies and gentlemen, Steaming Eggs with Sebastian Oreb.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, man. That was fun. Legend. Thank you, brother.
Bench press next?
Bench press.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Let's do it.
Good stuff.